Some false claims were thrown out there that I was doing something in the community that I was not. And I'm not even going to talk about it specifically. I don't want to bring any more attention to that whole nonsense and article and all that stuff. But just wanted to set the record straight. Appreciate everybody for always trying to show love, especially Pat McAfee is always trying to look out for the guys in the sports, guys and women in the sports world.
Well, everyone has their breaking point, and Trav just hit his with all the fake news out there on YouTube. See him address the nonsense in this video.
All right, now, before we get into some no dumb questions, I got to make a little statement in the don't believe everything you read, kids category or nice realm that you see online. Some false claims were thrown out there that I was doing something in the community that I was not. And I'm not even going to talk about it specifically. I don't want to bring any more attention to that whole nonsense and article and all that stuff. But if you ever want to know exactly what I'm doing in the community, just go to 87running.org. We're always trying to get out there and get in the Kansas City communities and the Cleveland community. But you know, this time I wasn't doing what was falsely claimed by the social channels or the outlets posting all this AI stuff. So just wanted to set the record straight. Appreciate everybody for always trying to show love, especially Pat McAfee is always trying to look out for the guys in the sports, guys and women in the sports world. Yeah, thanks you guys. All right, now let's get to some notes.
Okay, you and Taylor Swift have been friends for decades. I'm a big Swiftie. What has been your favorite memory together?
That's a good one. Do you know what? I have this, I was in these court cases for like 2 years. Well, it was a lot longer than 2 years, but there was one each year and I had to go through all my old devices to give them like, you know, voice notes and blah, blah, blah for the lawyers to have. And going through all my old texts with people that I've known for that long, it was really like nostalgic going through. And I think that the period of time that I was on the Red Tour would have been, you know, I lived in Nashville, and she lived in Nashville, and we used to fly to and from the gigs together and do all sort of, I don't know, I was literally spent almost every single day with her for about 6 months. So I think that period of time, and I do, you know, I see her when I see her. I probably see her like 4 times a year, and we do what I said, like instead of catching up the whole time, we have like proper sit down 6-hour catch ups, and I think that that's like a really nice way to do it. But I think that period, 2013.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. 10 years ago, you were in a Taylor Swift video?
I was, yes.
I mean, come on!
Actually, I forgot about Taylor, so that's true. I do get a lot of points for that. I've been, yes, that got me so much mileage.
Yes.
Honestly, with both of them, with both of the girls for a stretch. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See? And Taylor is such a good girl, and I didn't know her, and she invited me to be in the video, and I thought, oh, that'll be fun. And I went and did the video. It was honestly, it was the easiest thing. It was like an hour or two, and at the time, Chris and I we do a lot of volunteering for Children's Hospital Los Angeles here. And thank you. They have an amazing program at Children's where they make music for the babies in the NICU. And for the parents who have to go to work all day and they can't be with the kids, they record their voices singing nursery rhymes or telling them stories, and they play it for the babies in the day when the parents can't be there.
That is
and it
beautiful.
really, like, the babies respond to it, and it increases their outcomes, makes their outcomes more positive, and it's a really nice program, but they need money to run it.
Yeah.
So I just, you know, got up the chutzpah and asked Taylor could you write me a big old check for children?
Wow.
And she honestly, she knew me all but 20 minutes, and that girl wrote me the biggest check without blinking an eye.
Even the Beatles, at the height of Beatlemania in 1964 and 1965, didn't transform cities, either physically or economically, in the ways Taylor Swift has. As a historian, I study Taylor Swift for several reasons. Swift regularly incorporates historical figures and events into her songs. She also thinks historically. This means that she reflects on sources, interpretation, memory, and preservation. She recognizes that she is both a historical actor and a product of a particular moment in time, and that the way her story has and will be told will change over time. I'm also fascinated by the cultural impact of Taylor Swift and her era's tour, which is unprecedented. The relationship between Swift and her fans is unique as well. Attending a Taylor Swift concert is a form of pilgrimage. It's not just being in the presence of Swift that's significant. It's celebrating Swift and her music, both inside and outside the concert venue, with tens of thousands of other fans who value friendship and kindness. This is kinship, and it's a powerful antidote to alienation, disconnectedness, and a political climate fueled by cruelty and resentment.
Song of the summer. I'm a Swiftie. Any song Taylor Swift right now. I have so much mad respect for what that woman has done.
I've been lucky to learn from and write with some of the most wonderful and talented people. The incomparable Miss Taylor Swift. I will never stop pinching myself, and I will never stop thanking her for the gift of her pen, which very much raised me.
Taylor Swift gave you the ultimate shout out over the weekend.
It was very sweet.
So sweet. Yeah, how did it feel seeing that and seeing your support?
You know, with Taylor, I value her opinion so much, but because she's super honest. So I've always played her off any of my albums, like the top two that I like to see, like what she thinks.
I was going to ask if you had sent before.
Yeah, and she's, you know, like done the same. I would never be like, that's a terrible song, because she's so freaking good. But she definitely will say, like, yeah, that one's okay, but I think that one's good. And I was like, it's just like it's very helpful, is what I'll say. And I love people who are honest. But then there are other knockouts, like when I played her "Lose You to Love Me" before it came out. She and her amazing mom started crying, and then I started crying. You know, it's very sweet.
You have a studio in Wisconsin, which
right next to Brian.
Where all artists travel just to go to this studio, and you have your own albums that you've done there, but you've worked with Eminem, Taylor Swift. By the way, Taylor Swift, obviously we love her, but your songs with Taylor Swift, she just played it on the Eras tour, and all these kids are screaming your song and doing you. How does that make you feel?
Out of body. I was like, I sadly didn't ever get a chance to sing it with her on her tour. She got to come sing it with us, but I saw those clips and I'm like, gosh, they sound better than one of me can sound. So like,
no.
I mean, really, like it was pretty powerful to just see that and to hear how that sounded is amazing.
I just love that you do those things and you try those things and then it just ends up getting giant. You did a thing with
so he loves Wildest Dreams.
Of course,
1989 I was trying to bring it back to like Taylor, and it was her versions.
Yes.
And so I played him all of like Enchanted. I don't know if you know that one.
That's my favorite song.
I love that song. And like Better Than Revenge. And it's just he was like, wow, like this is crazy. Like she's so good. And he goes, I knew that, but like she's so good. And I was like, that's my friend.
So it's unfortunate that Trav has to make a statement about fake news generated by certain YouTube channels and social media platforms. But I'm glad he's doing it because so many people out there, especially on YouTube, lack the creativity and honesty to create truthful content about him and Taylor. So instead, they lie and use AI-generated nonsense, which is boring and stupid. At some point, they will have to suffer the consequences of their actions. But for now, if you're looking for real Taylor Swift-related news content, check out this next video.